Hello and welcome to this special Intact Insurance podcast ahead of BIBA 2026. Today we're taking a closer look at one of the most important parts of our business, our claims proposition. We're delighted to have Carl Helgeson, Chief Operating Officer at Intact Insurance, joining us. Carl is representing our claims team at this year's conference alongside key members of our claims leadership team. Welcome, Carl. So, what does a typical day in the life of a Chief Operating Officer look like, and what's your favourite part?
Brilliant. I think first of all, outside of the working hours, I would say a typical day tends to involve, hopefully, a run of some description, as well as activities supporting the children. Now, I thought they're probably old enough to look after themselves, but I still spend quite a lot of time supporting study, helping with job applications, or generally being a taxi driver. So that certainly keeps me busy. And in terms of the day job, I mean, there's not like a standard day. This is the thing that I think is so interesting. It tends to involve lots of different activities. I tend to travel a lot, but typically I focus on, obviously, development of the team, our strategy, really taking the opportunity to listen to customers and brokers and get their feedback, and then really focus on what we need to be doing now to improve our performance as a claims function as well. So I have to say it's an incredibly varied role. I love it. I really enjoy what I do. It comes with its challenges, obviously, but it's a great part of the company to work in.
And is there a particular aspect that you really relish leaning in towards?
So the bit that I think I personally really enjoy is the satisfaction of knowing that we've served a customer well. And ultimately there is nothing better than knowing that we've done a really good job at putting our customer back in the position they were in prior to a loss. Now, of course, sometimes that's really challenging, but I think that's what we're here for, and that's the thing for me that really motivates me to do the job that I do today. So,
Carl, turning to BIBA, it brings together thousands of brokers, and claims is always such a key area of focus, and it's an area of your expertise. What are you most looking forward to discussing with brokers at this year's conference?
Great. So firstly, I think it's a really helpful opportunity to get feedback from our brokers to understand what's working well, and equally what else can we really focus on improving. And I really want to take the opportunity, I think, to reinforce how we're making claims simpler, faster, and that there's a greater level of transparency as well, because of course claims ultimately is at the core of our promise, so it's really important that we get that right.
Are you able to divulge any details on the simpler and faster, or are you saving that for the conversation at BIBA?
So I think that's really something we want to talk through at the event, is really share the progress that we've made, some of the interventions that we've put in place over the last 12 to 18 months, and then equally really what the plans look like over the next 2 to 3 years as well. So
the key message, come and see you on the stand?
That would be great, yep, definitely, and look forward to having a conversation about our claims proposition and how it's working, and obviously our plans for the future as well.
So speaking about the evolving claims proposition, as you have just touched on, you're going to be sharing how that proposition is continuing to evolve. You've just touched on that. What are the biggest developments or improvements brokers should be aware of? And I know you don't want to give too much away, as you've said, but can you share something of that?
So, of course, our claims proposition, it's really centred around what brokers are telling us is important to them. So the first thing is that we're focusing on the empowerment of our teams, ensuring that we can make those decisions efficiently and quickly. The second thing is we're using technology to really help improve and support our claims handlers with their activities. It's not about replacing them, but it's about making their lives easier and to improve the consistency of outcomes. The third thing then is really around how we improve that technical expertise and capability. And we've been on a journey of internalisation. We started with commercial loss adjusting, and there's more for us to do over the next couple of years. And then finally, it's really around case ownership and our commitment that our claims handlers will own those claims end to end to ensure that they can build those relationships with our brokers and our customers, and to really give confidence in the claim journey itself.
Thanks, Carl. That's incredibly interesting, and I'm sure the insights is going to help you build out that proposition. And so just segueing, I think, to relationships now, if that's okay. So claims is often described as the moment of truth. How do you see the claims team shaping and strengthening the relationship we have with brokers and their customers?
So I think it's really important, ultimately, the claims experience is the end, and it's the core of the promise for insurance. At the end of the day, we promise to put customers back in the position they're in prior to their loss, and that's incredibly important for us. And we want claims to be what defines the long-term relationship. Is incredibly important for us, and it is about building trust in terms of our ability to handle those claims well, to give our brokers and our customers confidence that we are there for them to support them, and we understand their business and we will handle their claim well and efficiently.
Thank you, Carl. We know insurance claims can be complex, time sensitive and often extremely emotional. So we know that relationships are incredibly important and the people-focused conversations are incredibly important. What does Intact Insurance do differently to help brokers navigate those moments and provide reassurance to customers when it matters most?
Of course, sometimes claims can be challenging and they can be complex. I think the really important thing is that we focus on the outcome, not the process. So we have the conversations with the broker and the customer to understand the customer's business and to ensure as well that we understand their objectives, and then we can work with them collaboratively to get the best outcome and to get them back on track as quickly as possible. That also means deploying the right expertise at the right time and ensuring that we have accountability from across the end-to-end journey. But of course, sometimes these conversations are difficult and they are complex. And I think it's important that we're clear, we're open, and that we show empathy, of course, with our customer at that point in time to ensure that we're really supporting them and trying to get the best outcome that we can to benefit them and their business.
Thank you, Carl. So looking ahead now to the future of claims, if we can, and innovation. So you're closely involved in shaping the future of our operational capabilities. What innovation excites you the most, and where are we taking our claims proposition next?
So the areas that I'm really excited about are firstly technology and AI, and we continue to make good progress on both fronts. And it's not about replacing our claims handlers. We believe our claims handlers are incredibly important from a relationship perspective. And of course, at point of claim, there's nowhere where that is more important. The second thing then really is around internalisation. And what I mean by that is that historically, a lot of activities will be undertaken by third parties. And the question we're asking ourselves are, what are the activities that we should really be undertaking in-house, because it reduces fragmentation and it produces a better claims journey and experience for our customers. And that's incredibly important. And then the third piece is around improving the data that we've got available to really help provide insight to our customers on the back of losses to help improve their risk management practices as well. And I think those areas are really exciting developments for us and will continue to be focus areas over the next 2 to 3 years.
Thank you, Carl. That's great. And final question for brokers attending BIBA, what would you say to encourage them to come and see you and the team at stand E10?
Well, I would say come and meet the team that handle our claims here in the UK. We'd love to get your feedback really on what's working, what is it that we could continue to improve, because we take that feedback incredibly seriously, and that's important for us as we continue to determine the strategy over the next 2 to 3 years. And we want to ensure that what we're focusing on are the right things that matter for our brokers and our customers.
Thank you so much, Carl. Sounds like a great reason to go and visit stand E10 at BIBA. Thank you for watching. We'll see you there.